I want you to tell me the very first things or the very first impressions that you have as you now begin to understand where you are and what is happening around you.
It's for a while now I've been shooting through space, but first, so I'm in a very, very vast space, in a space outside of spaces, with, I could say that in the background it's more like a starry void, but all around it's a lot of iridescent things, like I'm seeing iridescent vertical crystals, crystal formations. They're like the aura quartz crystal, but more iridescent and more shiny and white, rainbow white, glittery crystals in space. And behind me, there's like a cliff with a waterfall also in space, and the waterfall is also iridescent. And I'm shooting through this space. First, I was a humanoid light being with translucent skin, see-through, glassy, iridescent, of all colors, with a tiny, tiny nose and a tiny, tiny mouth and bigger eyes. But then all of a sudden I had a mermaid tail. I had legs, but it turned into a mermaid tail. And I was shooting through space, from one thing to the other, from towards the crystals, from the waterfall, from the cliff, kind of almost like these airplanes leaving a trace behind me. But I had a mermaid tail. I don't know. And then I asked why, and I heard that we can shapeshift and we can have whatever we want here. We can create whatever we think or imagine or need, just automatically manifests in space, in this beautiful void of all that is. Yeah.
Beautiful. Do you sense any other being around you, or is it just you?
It's a weird question. It's a yes and no question, because I do sense others around me, but if I am to look around with my eyes, which also sounds weird to say, I don't really see others around me, but it's like others, we are all in one, and all I cannot call myself because I am all, and each of us is all.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that in some way you operate from a group consciousness?
Yes, exactly. We are a collective, and we are one with everything, even with the crystals and the waterfall and the void, this starry void is also part of us, and we are part of it. So
you said you feel one with the crystals. Tell me more about that.
Now I got the understanding. It's almost like they're made of out of our skin, or I saw the skin and the crystal merge, but it became liquid when they merged. It was like, imagine two water worlds meeting, and in between them there are these water droplets of water. Um, Everything is fluid. Our skin is fluid. Our even these liquids. It's not matter the way we crystals. It's not matter the way we know it on Earth, but it's everything is consciousness. These crystals are consciousness out of our consciousness, and we are consciousness out of them.
Mm.
All is one.
Mm.
They think like us. They are like us. We are made of their essence, and they're made of ours. And it's the same with everything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, in other words, your physicality is not that dense.
No, not at all.
Beautiful. Do you have a base, a planet where you are based, you and your group?
Again, first thing that came is that it's hard to say that there is a planet. It's more like a realm.
Mm.
It's um, it's a world of all that is. Again, I was asking who is this, and I got the same answer as in before, the caretakers, but now they're showing me that they are not just the way they showed me before, or we are not the way they showed me before. We are everything and all, and our realm is outside of all realms, um, because we need to take care of all the realms.
You need to take care of other realms. Mm-hmm. Tell me
Of,
more about that. What do you mean? How do you do that? What do you take care of?
we make sure that evolution takes place always, in everything, in all dimensions, in all realities, in between dimensions. We are here to induce evolution, to I'm starting to I feel like my body is dissipating. um, we are here to make sure that evolution takes place in all the realms of existence, of all that is, of all consciousness, everything that has ever been created and is consciously and continuously being created at every given moment in infinite varieties, variations, forms of all that is. We are also helping with creating new pathways. It's almost like creating new neural pathways, or creating new habits, or just creating new ways for existence to evolve. Evolution is never stagnant on no level, ever. Source is constantly evolving. Everything is constantly evolving. And we are here to make sure that everything keeps evolving and does not stagnate. And wherever we go, when we incarnate in different, everything is spinning. We entered this universe that you are aware of through Sirius in a portal. And there's a portal in Sirius. And we entered through there in this universe, which we prefer to call multiverse because it's not really a universe. It is constantly changing and you are constantly shifting from universe to universe. Every individual is. And as every individual is shifting, you are also collectively shifting from universe to universe within this multiverse soul reality. And we incarnate among many type of beings and light beings. Sometimes the word incarnate is the wrong one to use. Um, we incarnate as humans, we incarnate in Sirius, we incarnate in the other places that you know, like Andromeda and Arcturus and Pleiades, and all these different places and all these different realms on all levels of dimensions and realities to help wherever it is needed with evolution. And everything is interconnected. So they are not, all these realms are not ever separate. Nothing is ever separate. Everything is, when one evolves, all evolve, always. Everything is ever growing constantly.
Does your group have a name? How would you introduce yourselves?
For now, it's enough with the caretakers.
I see. Okay, wonderful. Are you aware that you're speaking through a human body?
Yes.
Okay. Would you would you like to perhaps say to us why does the current vessel that you speak through incarnated upon this planet? Is she a part of your group?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
She is here to not adapt. She is here to change, to help change the world around her, which is why she does not understand. She never understood since childhood the world around her. She never understood how human beings work, how they function, how they think, how they rationalize, why they hate, why they need money, why they cannot share and work together, and why they are so afraid of the things that they cannot see and the power that they hold within them. But she did not come here to teach by preaching about how to be different, but she came here to teach silently by being herself no matter what.
Mm. And that's a very powerful way of helping others, isn't it?
Yes, you cannot help someone by forcing them to change without showing them how to. This is also why she had what she calls a tough first part of life as her human life here, because for one, she needed a crash course in what it is to be a human being and human suffering, because we do not know of this kind of pain. And she needed to get herself out of it by herself so that she can show others that it is possible and how to do it, but not by preaching about it, just by becoming who she truly is meant to be.
Are there other on her current timeline on Earth? Are there other people from your group that she's
Yes.
connected with?
Yes, there are.
Okay. Is she consciously aware of that?
She is aware of at least one of them.
Okay. Okay. Because I guess that's perhaps an aid for her. It's maybe helpful having some of her group.
Yes and no, because being who we are and the way we are in our world, and where we are, how we are, this might sound strange, but we don't aid each other, we don't help one another, because there's no need for it. Where we are, we know that each and every one of us is fully, completely, absolutely sovereign, part of Source. And this is why it's so hard for her. But it's also something that she needs to understand, that in our world, there is nothing that can harm us. We don't need help from one another. We don't need to help one another. We are, so to say, on our own, ever evolving. And as one evolves individually, the collective evolves. But that's why she does not know, because it's from us. We don't ask for help. Like, I think, yeah, this is why she doesn't know. She does not ask for help, but at the same time, she has everything she needs within herself. She needs to go within to find the answers that she needs and the help that she needs. She is loaded with everything she needs within herself. When she gets stuck, we do send her the help that she needs from the outside. Through different people, like you, for instance. She always wished to have a session with you, and here we are. Or when she needs something, we will show it, we will give it to her at the needed time. But we will not give it to her when she's not ready. She has to go within first.
Yeah. I would like to ask you about your sorry, your you said that you are in our universe / multiverse keeping the evolution evolving, growing. I wonder how you do that. Then, for example, when are other cases that evolution gets stagnant? If so, why, and how do you assist in these cases?
Stagnation is not necessarily a bad thing, even though now I cannot see a planet that is dark. But it's not a bad thing. You have the tendency to go within duality and to think in terms of good and bad. And if it doesn't evolve, then it's not positive. But stagnation sometimes is needed, just like we need breaks and to take care of ourselves. And for instance, a suicide, thinking now as a human being, would be a stagnation, or what happened in Atlantis, that was also kind of like a suicide, but it's a stagnation. And this stagnation then causes another evolution. It's almost like you're cutting branches from a tree for other ones to grow when you cut one to grow. So stagnations are not necessarily bad, because in this time of break, you get a chance to sprout new possibilities. And
say that it's like a reboot.
Exactly. So even if the worst thing as a suicide would take place, it's not really an ending. It's never an ending, because nothing ever truly ends. It just changes route. And it's a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wonder then, what is your role in our evolution?
We make sure, I see it as a boost of energy. We come and examine, as we said before too. For instance, we visit Earth to examine plants, to examine the overall life on Earth. We not just we examine it to see how they're doing, and also to boost them, to give them this boost of energy for them to move on. If they are going in the right direction, to keep going in that direction. If not, to change the trajectory. So, and we do this with all life. I'm seeing different species, different beings, different planets, different realms. We are here to help create new pathways, new opportunities to grow, but we do it on a very subtle, energetic level. It's kind of what you would call subconscious. It's nothing that you can ever really see. The only way you see this is when you see, for instance, on your planet, species of animals disappearing, yet at the same time, new species appearing. But it's a collective work. We are not working alone. We're always working together with you. So we can never say that we, for instance, take credit for this, because everything is a symbiosis. When you breathe, we breathe. When we breathe, you breathe. So it's
a co-creation.
Exactly. It's a co-creation, everything.
From your viewpoint, in our so-called current time on Earth right now, how do you see the situation?
We see that these are very exciting times. You understand them as tornadoes, as terrible, chaotic hurricanes, but we see them as the most wonderful opportunity for humanity. This is the time of change, and it everything that's happening right now is supposed to happen, and it's supposed to happen fast, and this is why it is so chaotic, and it takes such a toll on so many of you. And this is also why it's very important for those who are empathic to know to protect themselves right now, and to know that many of the feelings that they're having, the emotions that they're having, do not belong to them, but they belong to the human collective. It's important to know what is yours in these times and to ground. And these are very, very beautiful times. It has just begun. Well, it began a while ago, but now it's propelling. Now it's time for a change to happen. This planet means business now. And I just see rainbow. I see a big, beautiful rainbow after the rain. It will take a while. Everything is gradual. We told her, Aura, to have patience until 2025, which would be the year of graduation.
Can you tell us more about that?
Next year, they're from the way we perceive it right now, from this exact viewpoint of now, in this version of the future, 2021 will be more chaotic than 2020 for some, in a worse way, but for some in a good way. She was thinking earlier that it's maybe not that important to ground, but it is highly important and recommended to ground. The more time passes, the closer you get to 2025, and the more the chaos arises, the more important it is to ground. There will be more turmoil with this thing that you call the virus, which this whole thing is, I just hear needed, and she's struggling to say this word because she doesn't agree with the word needed, but it was needed to trigger the awakening in so many people. So many have awoken this year, and so many more will awaken next year. But they are confused, and they need light workers to show them the way to ground, to find peace within the chaos, and to find themselves, because this is the most important thing during this time, that all humanity finds themselves, who they truly are, their true core essence. Gradually, towards 2025, this storm will pass, but it will get darker before it's over.
Thank you. Yes, I resonate with your words, and I have received from my guides the same, the same messages. So this gives a lot of validity and confirmation, I would say. Then I see. What message do you have for Aura at this time? Is there anything you would like to say to her?
She just needs to get out there. Stop hiding. We know that she's stressed, that she has so much to do with this and that, but everything is telling her to slow down and to get out there.
You mean
So then,
nature?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, not in nature. Yes, of course. Out in nature, that's every day, very much necessary. But out there in the world to help others to connect and to find themselves, to empower people. It doesn't matter whether she keeps working for donations or not. It really does not matter. These are hard times for everybody, and we are moving anyway towards a non-monetary system. So it really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that she helps as many people as possible to empower them and to find their true essence of who they really are and what they're really capable of.
Thank you. Do you reside in a certain dimension as a group in our universe?
Again, I get a yes and no answer. It's not really a dimension. It's uh, it sounds weird to say it, a dimension of all dimensions. It's we see all dimensions from where we are. We take care of all dimensions from where we are, and we build more dimensions from where we are. We help. Okay, I got this now, but it sounds very weird to say it. That we are Source's little helpers. It sounds very weird to say it. Kind of like Santa Claus has his little helpers. We help with the expansion of all that is. And so we reside somewhere outside of all that is. Everywhere outside of all that is. Yes, somewhere sounded wrong.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's this concept is so abstract for a human mind to grasp. So I'm running out of questions, maybe.
I'm seeing an infinite world with light of light. Within this infinite world, I'm seeing the dimensions kind of being round bubbles, but they're interconnected. And all these dimensions that are round bubbles, there are infinite versions of them.
Mm-hmm.
And within each bubble is infinite. Each bubble is infinity itself, holding infinite versions of everything that is within itself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all of this grows as we go in and out, and as we interact with everything and everyone. It's so hard to explain it.
I understand. It's like a holographic.
Yes, but also, yes, but yeah. And everything is part of us too. So it's not, nothing is separate at the same time.
Mm. So you
It's
are.
all extremely interconnected. Yes.
Yes, yes. That's beautiful. I wonder if where did you originate from?
Source.
Like everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you?
And so,
Yes.
yes.
Do you have representatives like incarnated individuals on many planets in our universe?
Yes.
Are you in other ways working on many planets?
Yes. This is also why Aura, she knows of her life in Sirius, and she knows of her life in, or starts to understand her life in Arcturus. And this is also what we wanted to say earlier, that uh, many of you also originate from us. So even if you have and you are aware of your Pleiadian, Arcturian, and so on lives, the original form is us, of course, before source.
Mm.
So
Does this apply to every soul in this universe or some?
not every soul, but some,
Okay, so there are
because
groups.
there are many young souls. Yes.
I see, I see. Okay. And you said that you came through the portal of Sirius.
Yes. Sirius B.
Mm.
There is a portal in the Sirius constellation. I see it as a, okay, city sounds wrong, but city comes to mind. I see it as a huge city, metropolis, but of course it's in galactic measures, of so many different species and beings. And whew, I don't know if there's a place on Earth that will have so many different types of people to give an analogy, but it's a place where many other beings come through. It is one of the portals to this realm of yours, this
Mm-hmm.
3D realm, 3D, 4D, 5D. It's already very fluid here,
Mm.
and many come through there, and they settle around the planet, or they settle in your solar system, and or in other systems around in your galaxy. But that is one portal to this beautiful realm of yours.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if any kind of being can enter this portal from another universe to our universe, or is it kind of safeguarded, or how does this portal work?
It is safeguarded. Yes, it has its guards. And I hear that I hear it's safeguarded by many species, because each of them has different skills. So they are ready for whatever might come,
Okay.
be able to handle it.
So you need permission to enter our universe.
Yes,
Mm.
because it is a universe that holds duality.
Okay.
It's all the more important.
Mm-hmm. Do you now as a group exist only on our universe, or you also exist at the same time somewhere else? I know these are very linear human questions, but that's where we are right now.
We exist everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
in many, many, many different places.
Yeah, that's why I made this comment, because I know the answers and they are often very abstract for many people to grasp from the third dimensional perspective.
Mm.
Yes, wonderful. And as Aura came in this session, she perceived herself shape-shifting into different bodies, and
Mm.
she said that you have the ability to shift basically your form in any way you want to. Yeah, want to be. Do you have a original form that you usually have?
It's so funny. It's funny because my ego, Aura's ego, is interfering, but I'm getting corrected all the time. They said our original form, if you will, it's more like a blob,
Mm.
an iridescent goo blob.
Mm.
But we are so fluid and so um, easily moldable, shapeable, that whatever we intend, we immediately manifest. And so first time she saw us in a humanoid body with 3 fingers, 2 legs, a head, arms, no gender, but a bit of a feminine energy, because we do hold, yes, we do hold more of a feminine energy.
Why?
But at the same time, it's or I think it just feels more feminine to me, actually. It's a very, very soft energy. No, yeah, I'm being corrected.
Mhm.
It's there's no feminine, no masculine. That's the thing. It's just the energy is so soft
Mm.
that it feels feminine.
I understand that. Even the name that you gave to us as like caretakers, I think this is a very feminine attribute, right?
Mm,
Caring, nurturing. So I
yeah.
understand Aura's yeah interpretation of it.
And the mermaid flying through space, that was also to remind her of the aspect of fluidity, of water, of infinite possibilities. So whatever you intend, whether in human shape or in caretaker shape or in whatever shape you might find yourself, it immediately manifests, automatically manifests, which is why this was again to remind her to be aware of her thoughts and aware of her emotions. And it's not the rational mind's thoughts that manifest immediately, but it's the subconscious mind's thoughts and emotions. Those manifest immediately. The so-called, what you call the knowing. The subconscious mind is a lot, it's omnipowerful. It's all powerful. The rational mind is also powerful, of course, but it's the subconscious mind that creates your reality. So whatever it is that you fear, whatever it is that you believe, it automatically manifests. Because you fear with an open heart. You believe with an open heart, which is why it manifests. So you have to be careful what your emotions are to in order change your beliefs, change your emotions, and your reality will change. It's that easy. She was wondering if she can cure fibromyalgia with BQH, and um, she was having pain in her lower back at the bottom of her spine, and she meditated, and we showed her how to, instead of uh, push the pain away and resist it and hate it and treat it like something evil within her body, to embrace it, to um, just tell it it's okay, it will pass, it's here, we embrace it, we embrace the pain and breathe into it. She was we told her to breathe into the pain, and poof, it was gone.
Mm.
It disappeared.
Wow, powerful. This is the concept of integrating, right?
Instead of resisting and pushing away.
Yes, yes, yes. I've heard from my guides the quote, "The only way out is in."
Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful. You mentioned mermaids. I wonder if in our current timeline there are mermaids on planet Earth. I know it's
Yes.
a relevant question, but I cannot help to ask.
Yes, there are.
Okay.
There are.
On the
They are
third
deep
dimension?
within the sea. Um, third, yes, yeah. Okay, they are on. How to explain it? When she was in Madeira, she didn't see Madeira. She was on this island, Porto Santo, I think it was called, and it's a desert right now. But she didn't see it as a desert. She saw it lush and green and covered in palm trees and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green vegetation everywhere and full of life and kind of a bit kind of like a dinosaur dragon creatures moving around the island. It's because she saw another version, parallel version, existing version of this island. And later she learned that this island used to be green um, once from a local person living there. And so it's the same with mermaids. They are here, but yes, in what you would call a different dimension. But that different dimension is not inaccessible. It's right here, right now with you. You just need to vibrate at that same level and at the same frequency, because it's not a hierarchy, so it's not about levels.
Yeah.
Just vibrate at the same hierarchy. Oh my God, frequency, and it's not even about finding them. I wanted to say you find them, but it's
Tuning into
they're there.
their frequency,
Yes,
like with the elementals.
exactly.
Okay,
It's the same thing.
okay, okay. That's good to hear. That's nice to know. Is Aura connected with this species, with the mermaids?
I hear yes, but she thinks it's cheesy.
Okay, so that would be a subject that we could explore in another session if she wants.
Yeah.
So there is some connection there.
Mm. She can explore it anytime if she wishes to.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to say to us?
That we see this planet. We were just showing her this planet now. She calls it Terra, which is the old word. It's another word for Gaia. Mother Earth. We were showing it to her, or her to her, as a big crystal, a big, shining, iridescent crystal in bloom. And this is what you are, and this is everything. If you start seeing all the buildings, we are showing her the big cities, the skyscrapers, the houses, all crystals, how everything is actually so crystalline and so healing. All this beautiful healing energy is available for you here right now. And it's not just healing, it's expanding. It's, it opens you up to all of your senses, everything that you are, to your core, your root. And at the same time, it connects you to Mother Earth. And also remember that even these big brick buildings, these concrete buildings, are also made from Mother Earth. The concrete that they're made of comes from Mother Earth. So even the streets outside, everything that is paved, it's also Gaia, all of it. So somehow, wherever you are, even if you are in a big city, unable to escape into nature, remember that no matter what, you are surrounded by nature. And not just that, but you are nature. You are this crystal. Everything is available to you because you are it. You just have to trust and allow and open up to this infinite beauty that is inside you, around you, that you actually, truly, most naturally are.
I love what you said, because that's how I perceive um, humans and everything as well. Especially humans, I perceive them as like multifaceted crystals. And I really love the metaphor that you gave, the description.
Yes. And all is love, everything. The stranger that passes you on the street that had a bad day is love. A screaming kid is also love. A barking dog is love. Everything is love. So treat it with love. Don't ever forget that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all this information and energy that you shared with us. Thank you for coming through,
Thank you.
for giving us the opportunity to connect with you today. And we will now let you withdraw to your realm with much love and thanks for the information that has been given to us today. We really appreciate it.